because the 3-point shot is a game changer and shooters can warp defenses. I mean, they're really players who the defense really needs to pay attention to. I mean, the best shooter ever, Steph Curry, binabantayan ng dalawang tao sa half court. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have that kind of gravity and attention, what kind of defense, what kind of damage can you do to an opponent's defense because of your presence and because of that
Mm.
skill, diba? So, shooters maximize the space on the floor. It brings out it destroys shot blockers, rim
Yeah.
protectors, Rudy
Mm.
Gobert, Roy Hibbert,
Yeah.
uh,
Miles
even Yo,
Turner.
yeah, even
Yeah.
even Jokic nung even though
Mm.
he performed so well against Golden State, isang high ball screen lang with Steph Curry na involved si Jokic, hirap na sila. So
Yeah.
I mean, the game has really changed from before na I remember may saying pa dyan na na as close the percentages of shots increase as long as you go closer to the basket, which is true. I mean, the
Yeah.
closer you are to the basket, um, mataas yung percentage. But then it's also a high percentage when a corner three na walang bantay. That's really one of the deadliest shots in the game that can
Mm.
beat a team. And yun nga, no? It's the 3-pointer has become a very quote unquote easy shot these days,
Mm.
probably more important than um, the mid range, although it's still very important, especially in the playoffs. But yeah, it's just the trend these days. Na the 3-pointer is such an amazing shot that can change the game. And who knows, diba? They're thinking of putting a 4-point shot pa because of what
Yeah.
Steph Curry is doing, diba? How
Mm.
how fun would that be? And ano na mangyayari dun sa mga rim protectors pag may four
Oo.
point shot, diba?
Mahirapan sila 'pag yun lang yung role nila. They need to be more versatile and be able to play
Yeah,
outside. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, pero that's really a great thing to hear from you. Pero nga some of these teams, like may mga shooters talaga na worth it. Makikita mo naman na pag binayaran sila ng malaki, buti lang na-lock up mo na sila bago sila naging high demand in the market. Pero yun, some of the people I mentioned, di nga naglalaro. Like Duncan Robinson didn't get to play. Or even here locally, there are some din na talagang yung magagaling. Like sila Jeff Chan, ikaw, si Gary David, yung mga ganong kind of players. Like yung time nyo talagang pag binigyan kayo ng open shot, sure ball kayo. Pero why do you think some of these teams, like yun nga, rush to get these shooters? Is it because it's scarce or like it's rare to find? And sometimes yun nga, they overpay. Or do you think if there's a proper way to actually gauge na talagang, kaya nito maging consistent shooter, hindi lang siya hot streak for one season or 1 year?
I think there's really no guarantee to it. I mean, it takes time to see whether a player can be really consistent and a reliable 3-point shooter. Um, I guess I guess when you look at Duncan Robinson then, before siguro worth it yung 90 million contract niya, but parang now na hindi nga siya nagamit ng Miami Heat, parang there are questions as to his contract because hindi nga siya magamit sa series because aatakihin lang siya ng defenders, no? Pag mga ganong series na um grabe yung pisikalan and parang head hunting like Boston would really head hunt you. Kawawa rin talaga yung mga shooters. So, teams have it's also a risk to overpay shooters, especially kung shooter lang.
Yeah,
Kailangan
that's
these
why.
days, 'di ba, na um like look at Boston din. I mean, look at their shooters. They can all defend. And
Mhm.
really wala talagang weak link sa defense. Kaya they're the number one defensive team in the league. Now, siguro if you're a if you're a shooter like Clay, pero ang galing din dumipensa ni Clay. So that's a different story. So I guess just a shooter will not cut it out anymore these days, especially if you are easily headhunted on defense. So it also takes wisdom and discernment to just get a shooter just for his skill. There has to be other skills also that to complement the shooter.